more, or something considered even more for yourself, comparing yourself now with the past. Okay, so this is a time that we can say maybe we do have some sort of problem with the immune system. There's simple test usually we do, which we call it complete blood count. It's something which is counting the number of white cell count. Actually, this is not really accurate, but it gives us some indication when our bone marrow fail in generating the immunity of the body. This is happening in certain kind of diseases related to the bone marrow. We call it hematological condition or blood disease or blood cancer. So there is some test which we do. We can detect actually the level of immunity and the possibility of having some dropping of the white cell, which is responsible for our immunity defense.
Any specific age our immune system starts dropping? I know you said that with our seniors, like 65, but I'm sure that it could hit, our youngsters, like kids and youth.
Yeah. This is a good question. So we spoke earlier about the people aged more than 65. Yes. In fact, when we go to younger population, so we have to understand that the immune system it's not well developed within the first 6 months. So usually the kids, when they are born, some antibodies will be passed from the mother through the placenta to the baby before delivery. And that antibodies can stay for some time to giving a protection. But the main protection of the children who are aged less than 6 months is coming through having the breast milk. Because so many antibodies of the mother will be generated, it will be put in the breast milk, and that will be passed to the kids or the children. And that can give them the protection till the immunity is well developed. That's why we emphasize always on exclusive breastfeeding during the first 6 months, just to
when
give
possible.
the chance. Yeah, definitely when possible. The other factor which can improve actually the situation is the vaccination program. So definitely most of the kids would start receiving vaccines to boost their immunity while their immune system is developing.
Moving to the food and supplement that supports our immune system, we talked about probiotics, we talked about the products out there that promotes probiotics. What do you think of it? What's your view on those products out there?
Okay, so let us say most of the recommendation regarding the supplement, which can boost the immunity, it goes through certain kind of vitamins and minerals. Definitely probiotic is among one of the natural things which can improve the innate immunity. But when we talk about vitamins and minerals, we have so many, in fact. So commonly we know about vitamin C. Everybody takes nowadays, actually. Vitamin D does play a role, in fact, and we have a problem in vitamin D.
Yeah, we all have deficiency, vitamin D deficiency.
Because the main source of vitamin D actually is the sun, and we are not really very well exposed to the sun. That's why always we have.
And when we're exposed to the sun, we're not exposed in the right way.
That's right. The vitamin D cannot be generated when you are exposed indirectly, even through a glass. It cannot happen. Okay, so you have to have a direct exposure. In fact, we have so many other vitamins. Vitamin E, vitamin A can really boost the immunity. We do have so many minerals, including zinc, selenium, iron, can also improve the immunity. Most of these vitamins and minerals would act in increasing the level of immunity, and at the same time, it's working as antioxidant, which can decrease the damage happening to the immune system. So in fact, food rich in such kind of supplement are always encouraged, and we can find that mainly in fruits and vegetables. We always encourage the people, fruits and vegetables, to have them most of the time in your daily supplement and intake. When we talk about the food, this is the good side. We have also a bad side, in fact. I want really to highlight this one. It's not a matter of you have to take that. The most important is they have to avoid the other side, which is coming with immunity down, or which will bring the immunity
I think this would be very, very important for our audience to know about it.
So we don't like fatty food, in fact. Okay, so we consider fat is a sort of supplement against the immunity.
So it blocks all the sources of immunity to enter the body.
It's not a good. It doesn't help the immune system. Second, with eating, you are gaining weight. With eating fat, you are gaining weight, and obesity is one of the factors which lower the immunity system. In fact,
Sure.
we don't like processed food. We don't like alcoholic beverage in general. So because it can really affect. And again, dehydration. So when we talk about dehydration, it's one of the things which really lower the immune system. And when you are well hydrated, regardless, it's a water, it's a juice, it's hot drink, whatever, if you can achieve the daily requirement, so definitely you stabilize your immune system in a very good way. This is the thing that we have to avoid. We have to avoid processed food, alcoholic beverage, fatty food, dehydration, and food with high sugar content.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Ahmed, I think with the last part, I think you summarized and you wrapped up the session today about our immune system. But just before we end our session, would you like to wrap it with a couple of tips, very basic tips that our audience can follow and make sure that they are doing it to boost their immune system, not to, to avoid infection as much as possible, especially again with COVID and the diseases or the allergies or the viruses that we're going through in general?
Okay, so my message today, in fact, if you want really to have a very good immune system, so you have to go back to the healthy life. Healthy life, I'm sure that everybody knows about. So you have to sleep well, you have to hydrate yourself, you have to avoid stress, you have to keep practicing a regular exercise, you have to avoid gaining weight, which is very important. And if you are among people with any sort of chronic condition, you have to have this condition very well controlled. This is actually my message for today, and I think if everybody would follow that, so we can guarantee to somehow a good level of immunity which can protect them in the future.
Dr. Ahmed, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for having us with you and your questions that we received. Please stay safe, stay healthy. Again, we are pro-vaccine, so go ahead, take the vaccine, boost your immune system as much as possible. And honestly, it's not only about this vaccine in general. Make sure that your kids are all vaccinated very well, properly. Their immune system is boosted very well. The probiotics is very important, as the doctor mentioned. So at the end, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next session. Take care.